we're getting there. We got the garage door painted. We got the plants trimmed. We got the house painted. We got the new windows in. Whoop, whoop. Hey everybody, just a quick note. I'm here at the Isla Quale. One is we have a new Facebook group called Living Simply Mexico. If you'd like to have more interactive activity with us, that's where you can do it. We'll be posting a little bit more there. But more importantly, we've known the Isla Quale. Obviously, this is one of the few green spaces in downtown Puerto Vallarta that was devastated by the hurricane last year. One person we met last week has a group of people that are really developing and improving the area. And they've established a Facebook group called Puerto Vallarta Isla Quale Activities. I would love for each of you to just subscribe to that, just to get their numbers up. The idea is to get that group going, to get the Isla Quale back up and running. Do take a look at that, and I guess right now, I'm off to my run. So have a great day, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Hey, this is Ada.
And this is Stefan.
And welcome to Living Simply in Mexico. And today we're going to talk about
house updates or progress on, it's not really renovation, but updates on maintenance and making our house our own, right?
Right. So, like so once again, the living simply, but got a little more complicated lives. It's simply, I don't even know where to go there. All right. Well, here we are outside, and we have a very red garage door. And that garage door had graffiti on it. Yeah, nothing like a little coat of paint to sort of brighten that up. These tiles were pretty much scraped up and, you know, cracked and all that. So yeah, so the guys sort of retiled that, and it really spruced it up.
And also we put some posts in too, so cars can no longer do that. They'll hit the post instead. Of course, we'll have to fix the post. Anyway.
Gardening is still a work in progress. That was kind of crazy. We do like these plants, but it was really overflowing, and it's getting a little bit dicey with the sort of proximity to the wires. So that's still a work in progress.
And one other nice thing we have out here is actually we got the lamp going again, which is nice. Of course, razor wire, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's been here for a while, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, so so this rock wall behind us, talk about a dust catcher. Like I said, love the rocks, yeah. But you know, really tough sometimes when you're trying. You can't really wipe it down because then you get crumbly rocks. So what we had done is they just put sealant over them, so it's a little easier to rinse them down, and they look a little bit more spiffy.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing that we did here is you'll notice this. I think they call it celosia, which is this type of tile. This is also a dust catcher, but it's really, really cool. The challenge here is this is basically terracotta, and they're very easy to break. So what we had done is we found some hidden walls that had extra celosia in it. So we basically took those.
Check out the COVID video for Stefan's project.
Yes, exactly, when I had COVID. And so anyway, these are nice and sealed and put together.
Now, one other thing about Puerto Vallarta is that there are a lot of feral cats, a lot of stray cats. And actually, this area, because it's open to the outdoors, we get a lot of kitty cats that come in the neighborhood. Problem is my husband is very allergic to cats, and so this area was all like basically kind of this overgrown plants, and essentially it was a big kitty litter box. And so we put concrete on this. We will decorate it a little differently, so hopefully it doesn't smell like cats when we do come home.
And if you have an idea on what could be put up here to sit here instead of just potted plants, which I think is a great idea.
Statue.
Not so much.
Statues.
Any ideas on what we should put up here? Let us know.
All right. Now, there are a lot of beautiful birds that, once again, are in Puerto Vallarta. Before, we had actually these large sliding glass windows, which the doors were actually, they were stuck, so they didn't operate really well. But one of the issues was that birds would fly into them. So we've actually created a bit of a more practical approach, and a little more traditional approach, putting in some bifold doors that are able to, yeah, that not only provide, actually Stefan doesn't know how to close them. Yeah, because that's my job, close it all the way. That not only provides security, you gotta fold it all the way, there we go. That's it. And then I know, we've only had them for a month. And so anyways, so they provide security, but they also, we have not had birds flying through our windows. So that's been good. And then it provides quite a bit of fresh air. And I think also kind of frames our beautiful view. Okay, check out the Mexican doorstop right there.
We'll make improvements. All right, so we did have a nice stained glass window up here, which was really nice. We saved that. We don't quite know where we're going to use it, but that is intact. And so far, this is great also too because I've got a lot more headroom. Yay! Perfection, not going to happen. Part of the whole idea of this house is it's still rustic, and a couple issues. Well, actually, there's some that are non-issues. They painted in such a way that the paint is not uniform. And so that's really cool. That's part of the look. What's also not uniform is the floor. Now, if Ada pans down here, I thought this was like rebar or something they put in the concrete. But what I found is that there are small little pieces and then there are bigger squares. And so my thought is what happened is they basically went and just concreted over some previous tile. And over time, that's created some cracks in the tile. And so we did seal these up so there's no water getting down there. But there are still these kind of weird sort of cracks in the floor, and hey, that's just is what it is.
Well, just know that sometimes things are built over. So
yep.
There's kind of like what's underneath might be something that you may need to address. So screens. Screens are not a bad option if you are living someplace near the river. So these screens did have some damage, so we went ahead and had them replaced. So that way, at least when guests are sleeping, they can turn on the fan and not necessarily have to use as much electricity, which once again, in Mexico, you want to use less of.
All right, so one last thing on wood and these screens, but the wood maintenance. These were starting to deteriorate, and so we had them refinish all the wood. I don't know if I would do that again, full refinish the wood. I think it just needed some reapplications, but some of the contractors, I think, were just want to do the whole thing, and
Well, that's where you just stay on top of it.
You just stay
on top of it, then you're not going to be in a situation where it becomes really expensive really fast. So it's just oil your wood and
oil or apply new coats to it actually in order for it to actually not only protect it against the sun and the water, but also the termites. One thing to notice on the screens is we still don't have screens in our main bedroom, and we're perfectly fine. I think in a couple months, when the termites start flying and things of that nature, then we'll have to really watch that closely, but hopefully we'll get everything screened up. In our other house, we do not have screens, and we're completely fine. So it's just about being by the river and being by more vegetation. We did paint all the railings a color, and we painted all the steel. That's one thing you have to do on a house here, is periodically reapply paint because of the rust involved. Additionally, too, with the heat, if you do get a pool, just point of note, if you are building a house or have a house, is on the pool, these little tiles always pop out in the hot sun. And so that's a constant thing. So we had many of those fixed. This was also loose and falling off these bigger tiles, and so we had those fixed. And I suspect they're going to continue to have to be fixed in the future. Okay, one other thing is our house has a lot of plants. It had more plants when we first got it, but it still has a lot of plants. And it took about an hour and a half to water all of the plants and do it right. And so what I did is put in an irrigation system. I got these things, some beehive, whatever they are. But anyway, these are wireless irrigation systems. And so I put in basically a drip system on all the plants. Now, what was difficult about it is the water pressure fluctuates here. And so what I had to do is I bought a number of these. I didn't have all the plants on one system, but basically I have all the plants on 4 different systems, and they don't go all on at the same time to make sure that each one has enough water pressure to basically water the plants. And so they go off at night every half hour, and that has saved us a lot of time. And if we're not here for some reason, that also allows them to stay watered in a fairly good capacity. The one point of note though is since even though our water is filtered and all this other stuff, sometimes some chunks of things get into the irrigation system and will clog up the little tiny holes. And so in that case, there are these bigger, more these drip things, pipes. And come over here, I'll show you what they look like. These little drip hoses that are kind of a normal sized garden hose, if you can see that. They actually work fairly well, and they've done a really good job if you're just trying to get some moisture to other places. The other little drip ones are still good if you're looking to have one plant, and drip right next to the base of it. But those hoses, these kind of like porous hoses, work really, really well.
So during the heat of the day, if we're not using them, even though we've got cushions with Sunbrella, we usually just kind of keep them in the shade. We keep them tucked away. So that they will last longer because, things will get pretty eaten alive in terms of color. So just something to consider too when you are thinking about what you are doing with regards to cushioning. Just note that you'll probably want to take them out of the direct sun.
So those celosia tile that I mentioned earlier that make the walls, originally you see this white where this cover is. Those were all those tiles, and obviously that's, there's no need to have those uncovered. So those are the ones I pillaged for our house. And then see all these are actually covered too, and so we took those off, and that looks really nice. And then we fixed a bunch here, and that looks really nice. We'll go up there in a second and show you a little bit more about that. So actually, I wish this house had Perota in it, because that's kind of the standard as of late for woods that are repellent of termites or are resistant to termites. We have here, and I don't think they're as good as Perota, is blonde mahogany. And what happened is we came here and this entire frame on the side and on the top was completely eaten out by termites. And so we had that redone. And of course, all the doors and stuff are good, but again, you need to make sure that you apply coats on this so your wood does not it's not easy food for termites. We've fumigated for termites, given we had the damage already, and you have to do that on a recurring basis. And also too, our beams up above, there was just start on the outside, there was some termite damage already. You can see the little powdered residue of where termites got in, and so they fixed that. But what they did also is they applied some chemicals to the beams, which made them a lot darker, but are basically to help prevent termites from going after them. Ironically enough, the beams that we have downstairs that are much older have lasted many years. These are relatively new, probably 10 to 20 years old, 20 years old probably, 15 to 20 years. Those are more susceptible to termites. And we also fixed some multiple sinks that were not functioning or leaking, and we still got to do some more work here because we do not have a plunger thing yet, so there's that. And so in the patio of our bedroom, our main bedroom, one thing we have to deal with a lot is a lot of, the wind hits the plants up above and it all drops down here, and so we're going to try to figure out how to fix that in the future. But again, with the celosia, we basically covered up just a white wall and took out the celosia and then fixed it in those other places. So one other thing we did is we put in some new tile here that was all broken up and old beforehand, and so we've got that in order.
So that pretty much gives you the guys the big chunks. Like I said, we didn't talk too much about, like I said, we talked a little bit about paint and all that, but those are just going to be maintenance things that you just kind of have to do no matter what size house you have. And then afterwards, just make sure you sit down and enjoy a little bit of what Mexico has to offer. And for us, we've got a little tequila or something close to that.
Actually, this is the better tequila's over on this side.
There we go.
But anyway, the key thing is we really enjoy working on the house and being down here. Obviously, we've got a lot on our plates, but this is really enjoyable. And we do have to tell ourselves sometimes, just kind of sit back, drink a margarita, sit in the pool for a little bit, because sometimes it can go awry.
So anyways, but make sure you like and subscribe here, comment, and also comment in our Facebook group. So we like them both.
All right, take care, everybody.